we're going to be returning education very simply back to the states where it belongs, and this is a very popular thing to do, but much more importantly, it's a common sense thing to do, and it's going to work. Absolutely, it's going to work.
The Trump administration is making education a major priority. Education Secretary Linda McMahon is on a 50-state tour, and today she is in Oklahoma, her 12th stop. A new law there targeting DEI in higher education. It mirrors the Trump administration's push to roll back DEI policies on the federal level. Governor Kevin Stitt will sign that legislation shortly alongside Secretary McMahon. They are both joining us now live from Oklahoma. Good to see you both, and thank you for joining us. Secretary, I'll come to you first. You've been charged by the president to make sure that states across the country are prioritizing education, and you've been talking to a lot of parents, including in Oklahoma. What are you hearing?
Well, thanks very much for having us today. And what we're hearing from parents, not only from Oklahoma, but from across the country, is to make sure that we are focusing on education. When Donald Trump took office and the Nation report card scores came out, and we saw, what was happening, not only the comparison of where we were on a global basis, but where our states were within our country. The president told me he not only was embarrassed, but he was angry by that, and he wanted to focus on making sure that education was the top priority. And the best way to do that was to get it back to the states, where he believes, as I do, the best education is the one closest to the child, and for parents and for teachers and school superintendents and governors to be the ones who are in charge of that education process. And so that's the path we're on.
Governor Stitt, tell me about this new anti-DEI law, and what's your message to schools across Oklahoma?
Well, first off, we want to teach our young people that they can accomplish anything they set their mind to, but that's going to take hard work and it's going to take discipline, and we're a meritocracy, and we want admissions to be based on your merit and how hard you're willing to work, not on some other abstract type of admission quality. So that's what we did. We're banning any kind of DEI, anything like that. And what we were shocked with is we found out the Biden administration had spent $1 billion on these type of efforts. So we applaud Secretary McMahon getting back to the basics. And we need to teach kids that they can accomplish anything they want in life, but it's going to take hard work. It's going to take discipline. And that's what the American dream is all about. And it's certainly alive and well in Oklahoma. And we're so grateful that Secretary McMahon came here to our state, and we're going to sign this bill. And really, it's aimed at all state agencies, but specifically on our higher eds, because we saw some of this stuff happening over the last few years.
It's been interesting to watch this effort from the administration, because some states have been resisting. Secretary McMahon, I want to get your thoughts on what's happening in Virginia right now, especially in Loudoun County. You probably have been told that there were 2 boys at this high school, Stonebridge High School. We have the video on screen right now. They were caught on camera in the boys' locker room complaining about a biological female in the room with them. And that was a transgender student that was filming them inside the locker room, a violation of school policy, Secretary, and yet it was the boys that got in trouble for sexual harassment. I know that you've been back and forth with some of these schools in Virginia. Are you going to pull federal funding from these schools?
Well, I think certainly we are looking very, very closely at the schools in Northern Virginia. And doesn't it speak to the common sense approach that we've been talking about? So now here are 2 boys. This is kind of a little bit the opposite of what we've been hearing the most about, which is mainly boys and girls locker rooms. But you see the same discomfort from these 2 boys in the locker room with a girl in the locker room with them. And that just shows that kids are uncomfortable. This is just common sense. Boys should not be in girls' sports, and vice versa, and in their private places where they are, because it is uncomfortable. And it is a violation of the law, and we are making sure that schools will abide by the law. And if they don't, then they do run the risk of, having federal funding pulled. So we're watching Virginia very closely, and I think we'll determine very soon whether or not we'll take further action.
Okay. It's incredible in the video. You can actually, I think, hear the boys say audibly that they were uncomfortable with this biological female taping them. Secretary McMahon and Governor, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your perspective. We appreciate it.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.